Hey, it's me, Mario! Hello and welcome back. We're back on the bucket again for the leyland. A terribly busy weekend, and it's about 8:30 tonight. I've just got these ground off. These are two lugs that stick out where the ram's going to fit on across here. If it doesn't come out really, I'll film it again in the morning. And I want to try and get them done to get them bored out tonight. There was too narrow, too close together. The ram end's wider, so, and the holes aren't big enough. So I thought, well, I either put the ram in the mill and just mill it, make it narrower. I'll show you what I mean. We'll go inside. This part of the ram was too wide, so it meant just putting this in the mill and milling a bit off equally either side, but then the pin wouldn't go through the brackets. I'll show you the brackets. These are the brackets. They'll sit side by side like that, and the ram fits between. Oops. And these holes, they're just not big enough, slightly too small, so we need to bore them out. So what I've done, I've cut the brackets off, as you can see. They've got, it kills two birds with one stone, because I had to make it wider or mill the end off the ram, and boring these on the bucket would be very difficult because I couldn't get the bucket on my mill. So I'm going to set up a boring head in the mill, and we'll put these in and we'll bore them out to the pin size, which I've not measured yet, but we'll go on with it. So yeah, here we go. Right, so what I've done is I've roughly eyed the cutting tip up. It just catches there. The hole is very slightly oval, and it's missing there, just missing at the back, just missing there, but it catches just here because it's a bit oval. So we're roughly about in the middle, I think. What I'm going to do now is put the table locks on, so we don't want the table wobbling around and moving. So we need to get those on. Right, that's the table all locked in place. That makes everything nice and solid. We'll just go down really slowly and just take the ovalness out and just keep working out a little bit at a time. We want about 30 mil, and so I'm not quite sure yet. I just will say this is a Bridgeport. If you can see that, it's a Bridgeport boring head. I've had it a few years now, but to be honest with you, if you're ever thinking of getting one, it struggles a little bit with most things. They're only the shafts on them are only 10 mil, and to be honest with you, for anything decent, they flex too much. It's a lovely little set, but yeah, for this mill, you know, it's a giant mill, and it's pointless. So if you are thinking of getting a boring bar, and you're going to be boring decent stuff like this, really, this is pretty decent stuff. You really want the, you know, an 1/2 inch one or larger. Al's got a good one. His is quite a heavy duty one. It wasn't particularly expensive, but it does work well, and I have used it. But yeah, this was a buy off eBay. It's a lovely little thing, but as I say, it's not really meant for, you know, for this kind of work. It's a bit too small. Anyway, we want a 30 mil hole, and I'm not sure. We're about 28 there. Yeah, we're about 28, so there's a couple of mil to come out of it. So we'll get the milling gear, and we'll just bore down really slowly and see how we get on. Once we get the hole round, then it just makes everything a lot easier. You won't want to go chasing him too hard for a start. Just nice and steady. You can just hear it if you can. Just catching in a couple of places. Right, well, I want to get a little bit more, get it round, I'll bring you back. What I try to do is try and stop it so it's in a good position for me to see. I'm on the brake. I'll just try and stop it so it's facing me. Makes things a little bit easier. Something you can tell me. I always lock it every time. I see some people don't. 20, 30. I'll just have a measure because we're doing about half a mil at a time. So. Oh, we're on the money. 30. Oh, could we do any more, isn't it? Through this filming, you can get carried away sometimes, and the pin is 30.7, so that should be 3062, so that pin should fit in there okay. Be a good fit. Probably a little bit tight. I'll just run it through. I'll just back up again and just run it through as a clearing pass, just to make sure. I didn't realise I got there that quickly. Put the machine in neutral and just touching there. We'll just take a couple of more tenths out of it. You don't want the pin to be too tight. This is agriculture we're talking about, not machines and sticks. What we'll do, we'll set the DRO to 0, just in case. That's a nice little finish. It's got just one or two little ribs in it, which is not such a bad thing, because when you put the pin in and give it a squirt of oil, the oil will just sit in those ribs, or you probably put grease in it actually, but I'll set the DRO to 0, and we'll bring the table over here and we'll just try the pin in it and just see what it looks like. We'll just have to remove the locks. That's great. Just a nice little bit of wiggle room. That's what we want. That's perfect for a pin. Brilliant. Right, we'll do the other one, and then we'll be on to welding them on and see how we get on. Right, what I decided to do is put a stop in, so the next one goes in exactly the same, so the distance of the hole is going to be exactly the same. A millimetre out wouldn't make any difference because we've got a little bit of movement in the pin, but I thought it'd give us a fair fighting chance. Wind the boring head back, machinery in neutral, so I can do it without my fat hand in the way. Ooh. That is nowhere near, so the distance from here must be greater, because that's miles out. It's just this little bit of distance out here. And I don't think we can make that up. It'd be just a little bit too far. Just have a better look, but the hole's just a little bit oval just there. Just have a little measure. .28, just under, so we've got 2 mil to take out of it. 27 that side, so it's well oval. 26 there. 28. .5 mil. Tell you what, I'm going to go for it. Let's see what happens. It's quite oval just there. Alright, let's see what happens. It's always better when you put it in gear. We'll give it 10, 20, let's go 0.3 mil. Ten, 20, 30. Probably soon start touching the other side. Just bring you a bit further back. Yeah, we're taking a bit more out now. We're taking all this off about halfway this side out. Same again. We're just scraping now all the way around. So we'll have a measure this time, we shouldn't be far off. And we have got at least a round hole. And I've got a new set of verniers. I'll just bring you back and show you. My great friend Al has bought me these as a gift, which is quite nice. I've gone and jigged my left-handed ones, they're not working very well. So Al bought me these, which is really kind. If you haven't seen his channel, I think it's Pierce Machine Shop at Market Raisin, so if you haven't already subscribed to him or seen his channel, have a look. He does some really good work. In fact, he's been here most of the weekend and we've been doing work for each other, and I've been doing some work for him and he's been doing some work for me, so we've had a good weekend really. 29, so we just want about another mil out. We'll do half at a time. A bit less than half, 20, go 30, I think, 0.3 of a mil. We'll just have another measure. .64, so we're getting close. Right, shouldn't be far off. .35, 30.48. We'll do a spring pass. We're about there. You can see that, and this one it's very, very slightly bigger, so we're good to go. Right, we'll take the locks off, wind it across, DRO set to 0, so just in case we need to come back, we can just come back to the same position. We'll try our pin. I would do if I could find it. Oh, where's that go? Beautiful. That's just perfect. So they're both going to be like that. It gives us a little bit of wiggle room which we want. You can see that. That's ideal. and they'll sit on the, they'll be welded on the bucket like that with the ram between. Right, that's about all we can do tonight. I don't know what time it is. 9:30, my witching hour's 10 o'clock. I'll get cleaned up, and then tomorrow we'll weld these on, and we're not really sure about the distance we're going to put them on the bucket yet, so we've got a lot of measuring to do, and to use the ram I want to use, which is quite a short ram, we might run into difficulty, so we might have to just tack these on and then see how we can get a position onto the on the bucket for the ram to go in, and if we can't get enough travel, then we'll have to change to, I've got a larger ram as well, so we'll have to change to a larger ram. So yeah, it's all good fun. Alright, we'll see when we get back to the welding.